Hi, Geoff here from GCT Property. Today's 10 tips for first-time property investors. So the idea is to follow this plan, and I'm sure you'll have a more successful journey, be less stressful, and you'll make more money out of your property. So tip number one is know your affordability, your maximum purchase price, and work backwards from there. So work within your comfort zone. Tip number two is work out the yearly expenses of the property or the holding expenses. So these are things such as rates, insurance, property management, and ongoing maintenance of the property. Tip number three is buy in a growth area. So there's an area where the population is growing, more people are moving into, more jobs being created, and more infrastructure going into the area, and that will generally give you a bigger database of tenants to apply for your property. Tip number four is be realistic about your goals. So understand that property doesn't always go up in value, it can plateau and drop slightly over the longer term, so be realistic that it may take a bit longer time frame wise to see those results on your property. Tip number five is understand property cycles. So where you're buying in the part of the property cycle in that location will determine how quick you see capital growth. So if you're buying at the top of the cycle, obviously you've got to wait much longer for that property to recover in value. If you're buying at the bottom of the cycle, you'll see that capital growth sooner rather than later. Tip number six is buy practical over luxury. So buy the type of property that's going to attract the most amount of tenants, basically. Tip number seven is just remember that this is an investment property, it's not your home or your castle. So again, look at the return in the numbers, more critical than the actual falling in love with the colour of the tiles, things like that. Tip number eight is always have a financial buffer in place. So this is a fund or amount of money that you put aside for a rainy day, so things like maintenance, unexpected major maintenance that might need doing on the property, or there might be a period of vacancy they're not factored in. So if you've got that buffer there, again, it'll be a much more stress-free experience. Tip number nine is always have a very good property manager, so someone that's been recommended. The property manager is a really important factor in your holding on to your investment property, and they can make your experience or your journey a much more enjoyable time. And tip number 10 is have good advice. So have someone that knows the property market, seen cycles, had investment property before, and bounce ideas off them. They'll be able to give you more advice, and that's realistic and based on their experience. Will certainly make it a good journey. So hope those tips have been of some value. If you'd like to contact me on the link below, I'm happy to send you that 10-step action plan, and happy investing. Thanks.